Durkins here. Thank you so much for joining me for my preview of the 2019 ACC Conference. Now, if you're new here, feel free to reach down there to that red button and hit subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Guess what it does? It notifies you when I put up a video. Now, this is the first time I have ever previewed a complete conference. All right? It's very different. Before we go any farther, I got some people saying May there to me. Volunteer Roadshow is in the house. Got Michael Lynch in here. May there tell you, May there. Lord be with you. If y'all don't know Volunteer Roadshow, first of all, climb out from under the rock you're under. Go subscribe to me. You might not even be a Tennessee Volunteer fan. This guy knows football. He's great people. He's a good friend of Bobby Durkins here. Also, he's got Volunteer Locker Room. Now, I will tell you, if you're a kid, ask your mom and dad to watch it. Here's the reason why. They're pulling in old players, and players are telling stories, but they're not filtering out anything that maybe some kids shouldn't hear. Great content. I'm a huge fan. I subscribe like as soon as it come up. So y'all go check him out. Glad he's here. Got Halo in here. May there to Halo. So y'all forgive me. This is the first time I've ever previewed a conference. Okay? It's kind of different. And also, really quick, when I do my live streams, for some reason there's a lot of lag. So if some of y'all could help me and tell me what's wrong, I'd greatly appreciate it. The ACC, by my own admission, is not great. Clemson Carson's in here. Right there. By my own admission, the ACC is not great. I have so many people, when I do previews of other teams, they send me these messages like they're getting me, like they're catching me. Like, oh, what are you doing over there? You taking a $5 bill out of the cash register? Whew, we caught you. Border Bob, may there to you. AAP Tiger. But I admit all the time that the ACC is not a strong conference. Did y'all hear that? Clean the wax out of your ear. Get you a bobby pin or Q-tip or go to the doctor and let them clean it out. Listen to me. The ACC is not a tough conference. The truth is that if you stop and you don't look at the ACC, and you stop on your war on the Clemson Tigers if you don't like Clemson, you really hate Dabo Swinney because he's too happy. And we know anybody that smiles that much, they're Lucifer incarnate, right? That's what everybody's hoping, especially some of those other coaches who just likes being jerks to everybody and says, well, that's the way it is. But the truth is, ACC is not a hard conference. But take away the ACC, Big 12's not a hard conference. Nah. And I'm not being a douche. Maybe I am. Pac-12 or 14 or how many teams they got in it? Not a hard conference. The Big 10 embarrassed a lot of us last year. Me and my buddy Pigskin Pete, go subscribe to him. We had high hopes for the Big 10. Because here's the deal. I was stupid. I admit I was stupid. I know some of you are going to have a field day with that. I just thought, listen to me, I just thought that if teams had the talent, they would actually use it. But the Big 10 didn't. What's that kid's name up at Purdue? Rondell Moore. He sticks out like a red-headed stepchild. He's so talented. He was exciting to watch. The truth is that even the SEC has Georgia, obviously Alabama, and then about right here, you got a confusion of LSU and maybe Texas A&M, right? So Alabama, Georgia, and then you drop down some. And I know some people would say, why'd you drop down some? Because LSU absolutely murdered Georgia. Yeah, I know. That doesn't make sense, does it? That's what I tell Georgia fans. I know it's last year, but you have to scratch your head and go, why? That's a nut scratcher. But you have those two top-tier teams. And then you got Auburn. And now listen to me, if you're an Auburn fan, I know you're gonna get mad at me for saying this. You have to admit, okay, you don't have to. I'll admit it for you. Auburn's a schizophrenic team. One moment, Auburn looks really good. Then they look ridiculous. They remind me of Clemson back about 2003. So when I go across these conferences, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's put tradition out the window. Let's put your feelings and who you pull for out the window. Let's just talk pure football here. Forget your feelings. Forget where your mama went to school at. Forget where your daddy's an alumni at. Here's the truth. Most conferences has one juggernaut, maybe two really good teams. And then everything else is like, kind of competitive, and then not so much, and then seller teams. That's how most conferences is, including, the SEC. I had a burpity burp there. Including the SEC. Okay? There's 14 teams in the SEC. I know I'm 7 minutes in here and I was supposed to preview the ACC. Before I go into the ACC, I just really want to talk about this. You have Bama, Georgia, LSU, kind of Texas A&M, Auburn, and then everybody else. Florida is in there. I admit it. I missed that. Florida's right there around Auburn. But it's not like every one of them's top 10 football teams. I'm sorry. Just like Michigan is not a top 10 football team. If I lost you there, I don't care. At the end of the season, you'll come back and go, I hate you, but you were right. Yeah, that's the only thing I worry about. I don't care if you hate me. I just care if I'm right. ACC has names in it that over the years you would see. When you say Virginia Tech, you think Michael Vick. That's what I think. I don't think what's happened to Virginia Tech over the years. I think of real Beamer ball back when every other game they were blocking a punt or a field goal and returning it for a touchdown. That's what I think of. I don't think about this mess over the past 10 years. Right? When you think of Miami, I don't think of the Miami that just 2 years ago they were jumping around with that chain and going crazy and then they blew it last year and didn't use the talent they had. Even if there is quarterback controversy, I think about Ken Dorsey and them boys. Ed Reed. That's who I think about Winslow Jr. That's who I think about when I think about Miami. I don't think about this mess. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Ben Main says, is this a suicide video? No. Let's go ahead and talk about the Atlantic Division. Atlantic Division starts off with Clemson Tigers. Look, I've been pulling for these guys. Some people will hit me up and go, you're a fake fan. You're a fake fan. I bet you just started pulling with it. Listen to me. I was pulling for them when I could barely speak words, right? And some of you say you barely do that now. Maybe you're right. But I've been pulling for them years. I pulled for them. I remember when Danny Ford was a coach. That's how old I am. I remember Ken Hatfield years. I remember when Ken Hatfield got fired after that season where he lost like 57-0 to Florida State, which won the national championship with Charlie Ward. Lost like 24-0 to North Carolina, which shouldn't have happened. But the icing on the cake is when he lost to Wake Forest on homecoming, and that got him fired. Pulling for Clemson during the Tommy West years was very tough. They went 3-8 in 1998. I remember it. All right. I remember the Tommy Bowden years. I remember 2003 being at Clemson when Clemson finally beat Florida State in 2003 for the first time since Florida State joined the conference. It was tough getting to the point now. I'm a huge Clemson fan, but I've been through many years of horrible Clemson football. Clemsoning, though people get mad about it, was actually earned. Especially in the years of Tommy Bowden, and I'm not knocking him. Tommy seems like a nice guy. I'm just saying, I was there when they beat Miami and Coral Gables one week and lost to Duke in Durham the very next week. It happened. Like I think 05, somewhere in there. I tried to forget. Huge Clemson fan. Y'all know that about me. I picked Clemson to win it not only I picked Clemson to win a national championship because of talent. Across the board, going back to the quarterback, we know who they have. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump into the Atlantic Division. Clemson, of course, winning the ACC. As I said, I believe they're going to win national championship because of talent and because of coaching and because of continuity. Listen to me. When you've only lost two coaches, coordinators, positions, within the past like 7 or 8 years, that's huge. Because what that does is when you go into a recruit's living room and you tell their mom and dad, we're here to stay and support your kid. It's not like some schools where you ask them, hey, you were there for 3 years, who was your offensive coordinator? And they name out 2 or 3 people. Right? That's not good. For culture, that's not good. For continuity, that's not good for recruiting. Long run, it'll end up costing you. Of course, I picked Clemson to win, not, as I said, their division, the Atlantic Division. But let's go ahead beyond Clemson. That's like duh factor. Some people believe Florida State's going to be better this year. I believe Florida State will be a little better this year, but that doesn't take much. That's like saying, ooh, your piss doesn't stink as much as it did last week when you were dehydrated. At the end of the day, it's still piss. I don't believe they're going to finish second in the ACC. I believe they're going to finish third. I'll tell you the team I think it's going to finish second in the ACC overall, but they'll finish second in the division, in the Atlantic Division is going to be Syracuse. Listen to me, I know they lost Dungy. Dino Babers can coach football. Too many, I know, the players are the ones who plays the game. But the guy over there with the muffs on his ears, who's directing traffic and deciding who to hire and deciding who to recruit, it's kind of a big deal. Dino Babers is a very good football coach, and I'm going to tell you right now, Dabo Swinney has a lot of respect for him. It's not like sympathy respect. He has respect for him because he's run him to the wire. He sees a man who is hungry to win no matter where he's at. So, I believe Syracuse is going to be second in the ACC Atlantic Division. Third, I think Florida State will pick themselves up out of the toilet bowl enough to make it to third in the Atlantic Division. Let's go ahead and be honest with ourselves. Florida State is not hurting on talent. They're not. You might be scratching your nuts right now trying to figure out why is their offensive line so bad? But the truth is, they should be winning a lot more than what they are. I don't get why they're not. I don't get if they pissed off somebody who's really powerful. I don't know if they've made God mad and they're just losing. But even if your offensive line is not that good as the talent is across the board for Florida State, they should be at least second in the ACC. They won't beat Clemson. They should be second or maybe at worst third in the ACC overall with talent. I think they'll be third in the division. Next up, North Carolina State. Dave Doeren, he's going to accuse people of cheating left and right. I don't get Dave. I don't understand him. I've sat and I've watched videos of him. You see him shaking hands with Dabo, and he's all nice and stuff. Then he turns around and goes, "I think they're cheating. On in full investigation." Let me tell you, the only investigation you need is why they beat you. They don't have to cheat. I know people are going crazy over Clemson and this Osterring thing and everything. Let me tell you right now, I don't believe, if people are cheating on drug tests and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I don't care. I'll open up this can. I can open it up and I can close it as soon as I want to. You're going to catch everybody. You will. You will. Oh, Osterring has 24-hour shelf life. You'll catch them. You will catch them. It'll be more than 3 players. All right? I'm just telling you. North Carolina State, I think they're a solid pick. I think they're a solid pick at number 4. Next up, got Boston College. Boston College is very, very tough place to win at, coach at. Here's the deal. Here's why. The year that Matt Ryan was there, one of the years there, I want to say they got to number 3 in the country. And I think somebody I know who went up there during that time, they went up there for the Clemson-Boston College game. Boston College beat Clemson. It was not during Dabo's years, I'll tell you that. It was during those years we had good players and somehow we'd still blow it. That's the reason Dabo became coach. Boston College was number 3 in the country. Had Matt Ryan at quarterback. And this person I know very, very well who was up there said people saw him in his Clemson shirt and asked him, said, "What are you, hey, I see you from out of town. Clemson, where's that at?" "Well, why are you here?" "We're here to play Boston College. You're number 3 in the country." People left and right, even in sports bars, really didn't know about it because they have such a big market up there with, obviously, the Patriots and Red Sox. And then the Bruins, right? The Celtics. So, Boston is a very difficult place to recruit in. It's not like recruiting somebody to, Clemson's a small town. I mean, I admit this. I love Clemson. Clemson's a small town. Without the university, it's a really small town. There's no major attractions there. You come there, you play football, you get your tail whipped. Ask several teams who's walked in that valley and walked out going, "Yeah, we're making fun of them with the horticulture and the small towns and stuff. But we just got ourselves beat into a mental incapacity." Yeah, that's what we do. Boston College is a very difficult place to recruit into. It is a really good university. Adazio, I think he's a good coach. I think the cards he's been dealt with, you got to give him a pat on the back. I think they finish up what, 5th? If I remember right. Next up, Wake Forest. Clawson, what he's done up there, God bless him, help him, be with him. That's a smaller university. A lot of people don't realize how small Wake Forest is. I think they got, 1,700 students. That's right off the top of my head. Clemson's got, 15,000 plus. Could be missing a few thousand here or there, but that tells you the size of Wake Forest University. Wake Forest is very different to get into. It's a difficult school, so if he even wins 5 games, God bless him. I think they're up next. And dead last in the Atlantic Division, we have Louisville. Listen to me. Louisville just about 3 or 4 years ago was in the top 15. At one time they were in the top 10. Lamar Jackson was leading the way. You had Bobby Petrino. He was killing it. Everything looked good. Everybody was going crazy. Yada, yada, yada. And then last year I was sitting at the Valley with my good friend Pigskin Pete. Prince, 6'1". Shout out, buddy. He got us the tickets, brought us in. Tiger Nation out there. And we watched Clemson absolutely blister a team that just 2 years before ran us down to the wire in the year we won the national championship with Deshaun Watson. Yes, it was awful. It was horrible. I was even sitting there kind of feeling bad for them. But, yeah, they're going to finish last in the Atlantic and possibly overall in the ACC. May there to a bunch of you who said may there to me. I know I'm 20 minutes in on my live stream, and probably my audio and my videos off so much I look like one of those Asian anime videos. It's like I say something and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, and then I go, I don't know. Coastal Division, let's talk about this. Coastal Division, very difficult division to call. Because at least in the Atlantic you have Clemson. It's like, oh yeah, they're winning it. They're winning all. They're winning their division. Got John Ull. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but if I ain't, forgive old Bobby, but I'm glad you're here. See a bunch of people in here. Lord bless you. Good. I'm glad you're sticking in here. Pass this along to you clergymen, your family, your tax collectors, your beer maker. Glad you all in here. May there. University of Miami. When you say the University of Miami, which, shameless plug, here's my channel. Hey Jude, Sing Sing, it's good to see you. But I've already done a bunch of top 15, top 10 preseason previews. Go check them out. They're good. Accurate. Most of them. When you think about Miami, you think about tradition. You think about winning. You think about power. You think about swag. Unfortunately, University of Miami is what it is. Alpha Wolf's in the house. May I tell you, Lord be with you. Miami has Manny Diaz. We know what went on there. I don't know why Rick quit. I really haven't looked into it, but either way, I know he's not there before. James Jackson in here. I will see you in the valley. May there to all of you. For those of you who are watching this as a live stream in the future, but may there to you. Miami has talent. They're in the hottest bed of recruiting in the country, aside from maybe Texas. Okay, Georgia. But the truth be known is that Miami has been inconsistent. Hey, listen, I'm not being a douche. I'm not being fickle. That's a new word I learned. If I was a Miami fan right now, I'd be pissed. Be like, yo, all we have to do is drive 5 minutes over there to that high school and get half the team. And we're in the top 10 of the country. How hard is it to mess it up? They've proved it's very easy to mess it up. And I'm not taking a shot at Miami. I really don't have a problem with Miami. I think I'm more intrigued by how you can blow it that bad. But I do believe that they will win the Coastal Division, but not by much. As I said, this is very difficult for me to call. Next team, I believe, is in second place. A lot of people believe Virginia Tech's going to be next. I think Virginia is going to actually be next. Bronco Mendenhall is a very talented coach, very commanding. Virginia is a very difficult school to get into. A lot of us don't think about that. I don't think about it. I'm just like, go play football, man. Just go play football, man. That's how I feel. But you have to think about the academic standards, everything. It's very difficult to get in. That's why I think Georgia Tech is very difficult to turn around, is because they offer 3 degrees. Engineering 1, engineering 2, and really hard engineering 3. I think Virginia's up next. Just to be quite honest with you, that Perkins Young is a very talented quarterback, and I think because of the inconsistencies within the Coastal Division, I believe they definitely can win it. But as I said, if I blow the Coastal Division, blow it up and miss it and totally, that's fine with me because I'm telling you, it's that inconsistent. But I do believe that it'll be Miami, then Virginia. Next up, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech, we know Bud Foster. He's already announced that at the end of this season, he's going to retire. He's going to be done. It is what it is. Justin Firm's in the house. The truth is, Virginia Tech, to me, has been one of those teams that looks like they're about to do it, and then they don't. And losing Joshua Jackson and him going up to Maryland and playing for what's that, Mike McCleskey? I always mess up his name. He's a really good coach. That's all that matters. He care less if I mess up his name. He'll sleep just fine all the money he's making. Bring 6'1" in the house, man! Them losing that leadership at Virginia Tech is a very big deal. That's a huge deal. Had he stayed, Fuentes would have been better off. In fact, I thought Fuentes was going to do much better. But I think Virginia Tech would take third. And then from here, it's almost like saying, rank the losers. Pittsburgh, I definitely think that Pittsburgh is next. Pittsburgh is kind of in the mix. But I think it's a mix between them and North Carolina. Pittsburgh is one of those teams that'll come up. They'll play really, really hard. They'll lose. I mean, they can ruin your season. They almost kept Clemson out of national championship that year with the great Deshaun Watson. We won national championship. Thank you. But the truth is, you know it and I know it. The very next week, they'll go play somebody else and get their gonads chopped off. Chops is in the house. Man, I tell you, buddy. I believe Pittsburgh is there, but you could almost tie them with North Carolina. Now, I know a lot of people sitting here going, what's North Carolina doing hiring Matt Brown? He's been a commentator for years and he's old. Let me go ahead and tell you right now. I'd rather have Matt Brown coaching me right now. Unless you can go get Sweeney. Or unless you can go get Urban Meyer to come to Chapel Hill. Or unless you can go find the next Lincoln Riley. You probably got the best choice that you possibly can. You may not believe that. You may talk about Carolina pride. Hey, that's fine if you're talking about basketball and baseball. Football, it's not been that good in a very long time. Next up, I believe Duke is just, it is what it is. Duke's somewhere in there, and then Georgia Tech. They're basically revamping a World War I, World War II offense and trying to fix it at a university. It's not only very difficult to get into, but as I've already said just a second ago, they only offer like 3 degrees. Engineering, and really hard engineering. I don't know who's supposed to recruit on that. I know that a lot of people who's sitting in here, if you're an academic mind, you're sitting there going, that's what school's about. We're not here for that. We're talking about college football. You go over there and go practice your math and stuff. Alpha Wolf, I saw you line up. You're not too far off. I mean, but you know what? As I said, it's like trying to pick between the losers, right? It's like loser 1, loser 2. Jay Ninja Style says he believes that the AC is Clemson and Clemson only. Yeah. I would tell you this, we do have a lot of respect for Syracuse, and I know some people would go, that's because you just lost. That's lost to them, and then they ran you to the wire. That should say something to you. Ask yourself this question, if you're going to be honest with yourself. And you know me, I'm not a conference person. I'm not like these SECers who's like, SEC. Alabama wins the national championship, and you're a Kentucky fan going, SEC. You see? It's like, shut up. Logan Rith is in here. Young man, I've never seen you before. You said you've been Notre Dame fan since you were 4, and now you're 15. Hey, man, I'm glad you're here. Stick with your team. Stick with your team. Don't be a bandwagoner. Syracuse is a dangerous team. I mean, they're a very, very dangerous team. They got a good coach. What Babers has done about it, you got to think where Syracuse is at. Logan Rith says he just subbed. Thank you. Lord be with you. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. If you're a Notre Dame fan, I don't know if you've seen this. But I did do a Notre Dame preview. I think you'll like it. A lot of Notre Dame fans have actually liked it. You go check it out. I seen somebody from Las Vegas in here. Foreign backer, if I said your name right, I'm glad you're in here, buddy. May they tell you out there in Las Vegas, I actually got a family member out there in Las Vegas. She dances and goes it out there. I think I'll leave it alone. Eric Odom's in here, says Notre Dame sucks. A lot of people saying a lot of stuff. Jude Sansing says he's Baton Rouge incoming LSU student. Congratulations to you. Hearing a lot about John Emery. John Emery is they call him the Bayou Blur. There's some great footage of him in practice right now. He's going to do some good things. I'm going to tell you this, and I know it's talking about the ACC, and I'm about to shut this down. I'm going to tell you right now, if LSU, for the love of who you are, could ever get an offense, Alabama has a problem. Is what it is. That's if. If is, to me, one of the dirtiest words. One of the dirtiest words in the human language, because here's all you have to say is, if I was 6'3", 240 pounds, ran a 4.340, bench press 500, I'd be in the NFL right now. Got to be very, very careful. Tiger Nate's in here. May there tell you, he's huge. Don't piss off Tiger Nate. He'll beat you into a coma. Pigskin Pete's in here. Hey, how you doing? I'm going to do some of my crazy dancing because Pigskin Pete's in here. Pigskin Pete, if you don't know him, one of the greatest Clemson Tiger fans, if not the best of all time. He's down there in Charleston. I'm up here in upstate South Carolina. But here's the big thing about Pigskin Pete. He is passionate, but most of all, he's a Tiger fan. Go give him a sub. Hey, listen, don't give him a sub because I'm saying give him a sub. No. It's like for me telling you, if you want a quality steak right now, and I name out some place and you go there and you come out with tears in your eyes, shaking my hands going, praise the Lord, you were right. I'm going to name my first child after that steak was so good. That's what I'm doing. Pigskin Pete knows what he's talking about. Also, I'm not an NFL guy. Pigskin Pete knows what he's talking about in the NFL. Go sub him right now. Turn on notifications. He's there in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina area. Son of a gun. He's basically a sirloin, but good Lord, I think he's one of those tomahawk ribeyes. You know, it's like $150 a piece. You have to rob a grandma and take her Social Security check. Have to pay for it with it. That's what you are. Love it. Go check it out. Listen, y'all, I'm getting about 34 minutes into this thing, and I know when it goes on to YouTube, I'm going to look like Japanese anime, and my audio is going to be here, and then my words are going to be here. I don't know what that is, but I felt like I'd do this tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I do believe Clemson's going to win the national championship. But I'm going to tell you this. There's great things. Great things. It's not going to happen with them. A lot of teams that's going to be doing well this year. Go check out my previews this year's. Chop says Trey Sanders, Bama's 5-star recruit, is out with an ankle injury today. Those things are going to impact the season. It's going to impact it. Got Jermaine Dunbar trucking IC saying, here goes dogs, woof woof. Hey, let me tell you this. Listen to me. I'm going to tell you this about the dogs. The dogs have our deepest respect from Clemson. You got to think that the closest major school to Clemson that is relevant in college football is Georgia. We rarely play them. I hope we fix that soon. I know we're trying to fix it. We recruit the same players. We're very close to each other. I'm going to tell you this about Georgia. Georgia, bring it. Bring it. Bring it. You got the talent. You've been recruiting great for years. Bring it. Chop says he's from Seneca. I'm from Seneca. All right, I'm going to let you go. Y'all be good. You take care of yourself. Hit the subscribe button if you hadn't. Go check out some of these webs I've been telling you about. Go check out Petskin Pete. He's on here right now. Go. I'm serious. I don't care if you cut off my video right now because I'm done anyway. Go find him right now. Go and hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. He's good people. He's not just good people. He knows what he's doing. Find Volunteer Roadshow and just smash that subscribe button, turn on notifications. You'll thank me. You'll write me a Lord. You'll name your first and second, third, and fourth child after me. Bobby Durkins Jr., Bobby Durkins Jr., Jr., Bobby Durkins Jr., 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 and Bobby Durkins Jr., 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 Jr. That was annoying. I shouldn't have done that. Go hit them up right now. Turn on the subscribe button. Y'all be good. Pass this video around. I'm Bobby Durkins. You keep showing up. Lord knows I'll keep showing out. Bobby Durkins.